South Africa's President Jacob Zuma, along with the government officials and state employees who allowed Sudan's president to leave the country, did so in contempt of a court order. Earlier we spoke to Thulasizwe Simelane, the senior political correspondent for the South African TV news channel eNCA in Johannesburg.
Most of us, the journalists who've been on this story, were quite cynical throughout. There was no expectation from many of us that Omar al-Bashir would be arrested during the meeting of the AU summit here in Johannesburg, because it would have presented a huge nightmare for the South African government. For starters, we accepted that for him to come here, there must have been guarantees that he was not going to get arrested. But what it has left behind is really a domestic storm for the Zuma administration. It's certainly one that strikes at the heart of the constitutionalism and adherence to constitutional precepts here in South Africa. The argument is that the president is in contempt of court and the government, because you remember the court order was quite clear that the South African government should do all it can to make sure that all personnel at points of entry and exit are alerted of this order, that he cannot leave until the matter has been dealt with. And the particular point of exit, Waterkloof Air Force Base, there was confirmation from government during the court proceedings that the order had been communicated to officials there. So for him to have been able to leave before the matter was finalized is proving to be something that is raising a lot of questions. The Southern African Litigation Center, the group that brought the court action in the first place, is already in the process of instituting legal action against the government of South Africa for contempt of court. The issue of litigation is a big thing in South African politics. You have parties such as the opposition Democratic Alliance who have adopted the issue of litigation against government as a political strategy, because in their view, the Zuma administration in particular has been violating the South African constitution at every turn. So we are very much used to seeing these court cases being brought. So there's been all sorts of litigation. This is just the latest in a series of cases that have been brought by the opposition. It is certainly the opposition's argument that the term that has actually been used is wrecking ball, that President Jacob Zuma is a one-man wrecking ball of all institutions of governance in South Africa. And this will certainly be added to the charges that are being brought against him by the opposition, that he is destroying the country's institutions.